When did you miss an obvious hint that someone wanted to have sexual relations with you? I have many such stories. As a young man, I seemed to always operate on the assumption that there was no way a girl could really be interested in me. The one that comes to mind is when I took a girl out in college. I dropped her off at her place, and we kissed. She looked at me and said, "My roommate is gone for the weekend, I have the room all to myself." I replied, "You're lucky, I'm in a triple, so I never have my room to myself. Well, good night." In university, living in residence. Down in the first floor common area hanging out with friends. I'm giving a piggyback ride to a really cute girl. She, "Why don't you carry my up to my room?" Me, "Guys aren't allowed on the girls' floor." I give her another ride around the common room instead. A man of the law, I see. Lawful good. I was a lifeguard in high school. Had a girl ask me if I could teach her mouth-to-mouth sometime, and winked at me. I told her she should just sign up for a first aid course. This is the best one by far. Something so obvious yet someone so oblivious, bless you bro, laughing my butt off. She was a coworker, and we have the type of relationship where we can say effed up crap and laugh about it. One time we were both on shift, and I was about to leave. She asked what I was planning to do later. Me jokingly, probably go home and jerk off. Her in a softer voice, "Oh, did you need any help with that?" Me, "No thanks, I'm pretty good at it." At the time I really thought she was just playing into the conversation. Edit. I found out a long time later from one of her friends that she was serious and also really disappointed. I'm sorry. Bro gave a reason why he's good at it. Respect. You want to do it? Ha. Sarah, don't tease me. Goes to bed. This is objectively the worst one, laughing out loud. She straight up asked. Every other story has someone being like, women should just straight up ask instead of using hints, but apparently that's not guaranteed to work either, laughing out loud. I don't know if this was necessarily sexual, but it was definitely me missing an obvious sign. There was a very pretty girl that I was very interested in college. We had the same major, so shared a lot of classes. One day she and I are talking, and she says, "We should get together and study at my place. I can make dinner and everything." I replied with something like, "Oh, that'd be really nice and sounds like fun. Our class is small enough that we could probably invite everyone." No. When did you realize your mistake? Facebook memories about 6 years later. I saw some posts she had made in me wall about hoping I was having a good summer. Looking forward to seeing me. Missing see me in class, etc. Suddenly, it was like the end of Ocean's 11, where everything was revealed to me in a series of flashbacks. 3 years later, while he was in the shower. Alone. She asked me if we can continue to talk in my bed. So I just kept talking in the bed, laughing my butt off. At least she was good listening. So close and yet so far. But in the end, he didn't even bang her. Posted before, but girl was running her hand through my hair, telling me how soft it was and asking me how I did it. Proceeded to talk for like 5 minutes about TGE shampoo I was using till she cut me off to tell me she had been trying to flirt with me all night. Well, at least she told you. Maybe she was just jealous that original poster had a better hair routine than her. Was my partner in science and business classes in high school. Invited me to her family's cabin for a weekend. Just her and me. I asked about a friend, and she said no, just the two of us. I never got back with her and kind of forgot about it until a couple years later when she pointed out the obvious. Oh yeah, then there was also the coworker that I was working alone with on Valentine's Day who had just finalized her divorce, and how it was her first Valentine's Day alone in a long time. When she came back from lunch, she gave me one of those giant Hershey kisses, and when I hugged her to thank her, she kissed my neck. Then I smiled at her, apologized for not getting her anything, and got back to work. When I was about 18, I was sleeping over at the place of the girl I'd had a crush on for years. As I went to sleep on the couch, she said you could sleep here in the bed if you want, her bed, that she was currently in. I honestly have no idea what actually happened inside my brain at that point, but no, the couch isn't so bad as what it came up with. At a James Bond theme party, girl says to me you could be my Goldfinger and I could be your Lady Galore me. Huh, good pun. In high school I had $1 I was going to use for something food related. She snatched it and put it down her shirt and told me if I wanted it I would have to go get it. It was about 6 years later I recalled that moment and realized the missed opportunity. I mean, if I haven't realized it. Told this one before, but when my dad was young he was sitting outside with a girl after a party. She asked him if he wanted to go back to his place and make pancakes. He told her he was out of eggs. A girl told me multiple times she thought of us like Eric and Donna from that 70s show. All my dumb teenage brain could think was this is inaccurate, I don't smoke weed. Never mind that Eric and Donna were effing for half of the show. At least, I think that's what she meant. Still, not sure. Once a girl I was acquainted with at the time sat on my lap at a party and stayed there for half an hour talking about her day and asking me questions. Then she left and my friends made fun of me for not picking up the advance. I thought she just couldn't find anywhere else to sit. Editing to add, she told my friend a few days later that I hurt her feelings by not being more receptive to her. She thought I was cold on purpose because I didn't like her. Aw, that's so pure. Stay pure, my dudes. I was at a party and this cute girl kept on finding reasons to talk to me the whole night. I just thought, wow, she's so friendly. And never picked up on the flirting. Toward the end of the night it's just the two of us alone, and we get on the subject of injuries and surgeries. Turns out we both had to have hernia surgery, which involves an incision near the groin. At this point she says actually, you can still feel the scar, and takes my hand and puts it down her pants. I told her that I could not feel the scar, and her doctor must have done a good job. She removed my hand and just walked away. Didn't hit me until I was driving home an hour later. I just assumed she was overly friendly and comfortable with her body. A lot of these are pretty bad, but most aren't. She literally stuck my hand down her pants bad. Cuddos. In short, drunk me manages to ignore thrown underwear people used to crash over at my place all the time. Last house before a long road to the next town. Girl asked to stay over, which was normal and fine. I was locking up the house while she went up to my room. She already laid down in my bed, which was unusual but fine by me. Normally I would take one of the two mattresses of my bed for people to sleep on. Now here comes the kicker. This girl, while laying under the covers, tosses her underwear into the room while saying she wanted them to stay clean for the next morning, and my drunk butt goes yup, that makes sense, and proceeded to grab a pajama and hand it to her. Drunk me is not a very bright man. Came back from a dinner with some friends in my car. One of which was my friend's sister. She clearly points me out and asks what I'm doing after, and asks if I want to come hang out with her and have a couple drinks at her place. What do I say? No, that's okay, I'm going to go back and watch some Mulan. I wondered why everyone else in the car got really quiet after that. She wanted to get down to business, but you refused the hun. After a night out at the pub, she, want to come up for a coffee? Me, it's a bit late for coffee, I have to be able to wake up in the morning for work. I did not get what she was going at all. Another night out, she, want to see my place and have a cup of tea? Now here I actually did go back to her place for a cup of tea. She showed off her sweet bathtub, and her bedroom. We had a cup of tea, and talked for a bit. And then it was getting really late, so I left. Another night out, she, damn, I missed the train. Could I sleep at your place? Me, yes of course, so we went back to my place, changed the sheets in bed for her to sleep in, and I slept on the sofa. There's so many more, and probably way more, that I've just been too damn oblivious to see. It's like your sperm has agoraphobia. Went out for drinks with a former coworker to catch up. I'm pretty sure at some point she straight up asked, "Do you want to have sex?" But it was so loud out I just kind of stared back and said, "I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, the cars driving by are so effing loud." She said it again, and again I couldn't hear, so I literally stood up and leaned over the table and said one more time, "Please." She changed topics. Still had a fun evening. Best friend in high school kept saying things about the girl I had a crush on. "She's such a lucky girl, she's an idiot for ignoring you. She shouldn't lead you on like that. I totally suck you off at every chance. If I was her loss, she was right. My crush was an idiot. One of these things is not like the others. I went to a concert with a friend and there was this really cute girl there who was definitely my type, like she stood out in the crowd to me. But she was there with 3 guys, so, not likely I'd get a chance, even if I wanted to try talking to her. The headliner's set started and that girl walked up to stand next to me, without the guys, I think. She leaned over and made a joke. We talked a little and laughed, but I didn't want to force her to keep talking while the band she was there to see was playing. Then she talked to me more. We got along great and joked around a little, but I didn't want to obligate her to miss the band playing. Then she kept talking to me, and I kept reacting the same way out of politeness. Eventually she just walked away and I went, "Oh. God damn it." And mentally repeated "God damn it" for about 4 days straight. Not my story, but my buddy was once invited back to her place after the pub for coffee. When he got there she said that she didn't actually have any coffee, so he apologized for misunderstanding and left. Edit: I've never seen Seinfeld, I'm in the UK. I wasn't making a reference, this actually happened. Edit: it was apparently ice cream she offered. An acquaintance dressed in a sexy outfit that normal people notice walks up to me, and we start chatting. Her: "What's your family background, where are they from?" Me: "Czech Republic." Her: "I've never been with a Czech guy," locks eyes with me and says, "I'd like to try that. Me: "You should, we're awesome." Edit: wow. You fabulous freaks celebrating my complete idiocy have made my day. Upvotes. Awards. My first gold, thanks kind strangers. I have won the interwebs. This was painful to read. In my early 20s, I went out with a woman who was a friend of a friend. The date went well and at the end of the night, we were heavily making out on her sofa. She suddenly pulls back and says, "It's getting late, we should go to bed." I say, "Oh, okay. Well, I had fun tonight. Thanks for a great evening. I'd really like to get together again soon." As soon as I got home, I heard it. One word. It echoed in the hollowness of my skull and kept increasing in volume until all that was left in the world was my stupidity and that word. We edit: thanks so much for the awards. I appreciate all the commiserate replies. To answer the questions of if I ever saw her again / got clarification from her, yes. Yes, I did. I called the next day, asked her, am I overthinking it, or did I completely miss a signal? She laughed and confirmed that I was, indeed, an idiot. She said she was caught off guard by my abrupt departure and felt a little rejected at the time because she thought I just wasn't into it. She said she was down to get together again, so I did get another shot. Sadly, I whiffed again, but in a much more horrible and embarrassing way. Edit 2. We decided to get together early in the day with a group, have lunch and bar hop. After many hours of hanging out and drinking, we went back to her place. This time she led me to the bed. She was completely undressed and this was going to happen. And then the heavy Mexican lunch and hours of drinking hit my bowels and said, "Yo, you got to find a toilet right now." I went sprinting to her bathroom, which was just off her bedroom. This was going to be violent and there was nothing to drown it out. So I turned on the shower and yelled I got to take a shower first. She says, "Oh, okay." Jesus Christ, it's even worse when I type this out. I finally finish crafting out my soul and actually take a shower, because I didn't want to lie, and I come out and she's dressed and asleep, or faking sleep. I slept on the couch. Woke up the next morning, said I had fun and never saw her again. Could have been the royal we. Looking back, we both laugh about it now. She and her sister went out with a group of us on a camping trip. I was up at 1 a.m. tending to the fire as I could not sleep when she stuck her head out of her tent and called me over. I entered her tent, and she was naked in the doggy position looking for her phone and asked me to help her look for it. I ignored the fact she was naked, didn't really even look at her, and found her phone and handed it to her. She asked me to stay as I'm scared of the woods, and I flat out said bull crap. You live in a cabin 8 miles into the woods. You're not scared. We are engaged now. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.